Hello and welcome to another combat mission campaign after action report. For this new campaign, I remain with the Allies, but we have changed theatre. It's Italy, May 1944, and we're with the Polish II Corp, part of the British 8th Army during the 4th Battle of Cassino. There are not many videos available for the Monte Cassino combat mission campaign, so I thought this series may be of interest, plus I do like Fortress Italy. To give some historical context for this campaign, the Allies invaded mainland Italy on the 3rd of September 1944, opening a southern European front. By January 1944, Italian and German forces had withdrawn to the Winter Line, known as the Gustav Line, which ran from the east coast on the Adriatic Sea to the west coast on the Tyrrhenian Sea. The town of Cassino lies on that Gustav Line, around 75 miles to the southeast of Rome, and on the western side of the Apennines mountain range, which runs down the spine of Italy. There were 4 battles for Cassino. The first was the 12th of January to the 9th of February, the second the 15th to the 18th of February, the third the 19th of February to the 23rd of March, and the fourth was from the 11th of May to the 5th of June. To the west of Cassino is a mountainous region. Monte is Italian for mountain, hence Monte Cassino. This is the location of a mountain to the west of the town of Cassino. Atop of Monte Cassino is a monastery. It was lying in a protected historic zone and had been left largely unoccupied by the Germans. However, repeated pinpoint artillery attacks upon Allied troops caused the Axis command to conclude the abbey was being used as an observation post, and in mid-February it was bombed by the Allies. The Fallschirmjäger occupied the rubble and turned the abbey and the surrounding area into a superbly defended nightmare for the Allies. Our campaign is part of the larger Allied Operation Diadem. The 2nd Polish Corps is responsible to secure Monte Cassino by encircling the defenders and attacking from the west. First, we must advance south through a valley road to secure the mountainous region behind Monte Cassino on the western side. Our first battle takes place at night. Our orders are to secure Phantom Ridge on the western side of Cavendish Road. It's May the 17th at 0310 hours. Looking at the area of operation, it's mountainous with low vegetation, very different to the terrain in France, and is going to require different strategies to the Scottish Corridor campaign. A valley runs from the south to the west, with a ridge line running almost parallel. My orders are to advance and secure 3 key terrain locations, identified as Phantom Ridge North, Centre and South. Divisional Command advises I'm facing Fallschirmjäger, highly motivated crack parachute soldiers. They will be well armed, carrying mostly automatic weapons and mortars. The terrain prevents armour support from either side, so this is an infantry-only engagement. The ground is pock-marked with artillery craters and bomb holes, which offers excellent cover and concealment. Maximum visibility is around 400 metres or just over 1300 feet for area fire, with unit spotting maybe 50 metres or less in the shrubbery and craters. Clearing out the objectives is going to involve close quarter battle. The mountain sides offer large areas for manoeuvre, but are dreadfully exposed. The slope accentuates this. Any upward incoming fire almost strafes, allowing the enemy to walk fire over a very large area. I'm advised by command to avoid attacking on a wide front due to the terrain, visibility and the heavy small arms firepower of the Fallschirmjäger. I'm going to listen to that advice. This route would allow me to use the ridgeline as cover and manoeuvre in defilade from any defenders in the southern aspect of the AO. But I don't know if the northern slopes of the ridge are also defended. Any assault from the ridgeline will have to crest, silhouetting themselves. However, in the dark, this issue is negated. The ridgeline also gives me the best hard cover in the AO, allowing my forces to potentially fire down into defensive positions. So, I shall quietly manoeuvre north, avoiding contact. I'll secure the summit and then sweep west along the ridgeline assaulting Phantom Ridge North. I shall then continue moving west and assault down the slope on the centre and southern objectives. As the 16th follow my advance orders, a short overview of my forces. The Polish II Corps is set up and armed as per many British Commonwealth forces. Each section comprises a section leader with a submachine gun, in this case a Thompson, a Bren light machine gun, and the rest of the section carry Lee Enfield bolt-action rifles. A platoon comprises 3 sections, a 2-inch mortar team and a platoon command team, totaling around 43 fighting men. I do not have separate Bren LMG teams in this order of battle. Under my command I have 1, 2 and 3 platoon A company of 16 Battalion, 5th Kresowa Infantry Division. I have 1, 2, 3 and 4 section carrier platoon with 4 and 5 platoons from B company on their way. I also have 2 Vickers sections from 3rd Carpathian MMG Battalion. I have 1 and 2 section on MAC mortar support, which totals 4 tubes of 81mm mortars, able to lay down direct or indirect fire and smoke. Okay, let's get down to the soldiers on the ground and follow the battle. 3 sections have taken the lead and they reach the summit. In the dark they stumble into a mad foxhole. The firefight is intense but brief. As both forces exchange fire, muzzle flashes reveal groups of soldiers. Just over 10 minutes into battle, and we've engaged the Fallschirmjäger. A large part of my force is on weapons hold, in order not to reveal their locations. And I'm laying cover in smoke in front of the defenders. 3 and 2 sections are supporting each other as they advance west. The German defenders are in small groups of 1 to 2, sometimes 3 soldiers. In the terrain they're difficult to dislodge, and I'm cautious with my advance. Two and 3 section lay down suppressive fire through the smoke. A Vickers MG also provides support. Three sections start to leapfrog forward.
Roger, check fire, end of mission.
Detachments use craters for concealment and cover. The 16th have to seek out and eliminate each individual defender. I've broken my sections into individual detachments. They leapfrog forward, ensuring they provide mutually supportive cover. In the dark, it's difficult to spot the enemy. 20 minutes into battle, and 3 section of 3 platoon has boots on objective Phantom Ridge North. 2nd platoon are advancing in support on 3rd's left flank. I also have 1 section from the carrier platoon and 1 section from the MMG group moving up to support. I've identified defensive positions at the red lines. The yellow lines are areas of concern. I'm setting up a firebase at Ridge North, and I already have supporting firebases on my left flank. I shall continue my attack along the ridge line, first assaulting Ridge Centre, and then moving towards Ridge South. 3 section starts to push through Objective North. With such poor visibility, it's confusing. Fallschirmjäger are spotted in amongst 3 platoon. There are casualties on both sides. On the southern slopes, there's more resistance. The Vickers MMGs provide area fire support. Third platoon push along the ridgeline. They are ambushed from behind and the northern slopes. The force on the northern slope looks to be squad size, but 3rd platoon, with support from 2nd, are capable of dealing with the enemy. Third platoon tend to their wounded. But they remain vigilant. On the southern slope, 2nd platoon continue their advance. I order 3rd platoon to dig in and hold Objective North. Suddenly, they're subjected to a second counterattack. It's minor and easily repelled. 2nd Platoon now lead the advance with support from 1st Platoon. The close quarter battle continues.
End of mission. Out.
The Polish show no mercy. I have brought up the Vickers to continue to provide area fire support.
Obserwować.
We are 30 minutes into battle. B Company, 4 and 5 Platoon have arrived. I'm bringing them up to support 2 and 1 Platoon of A Company. I plan to secure Phantom Ridge Centre with 2 and 1 Platoon from A Company, and then push through with 4 and 5 Platoon from B Company to secure Phantom Ridge South. I shall continue to use the eastern slopes as my main firebase, and the 2 red lines identify the main defensive lines that I've encountered so far. The clock is ticking down, and I still have 2 objectives to secure, so let's keep going. I have now been forced to engage Jerry on a wider front. This means it's taking me longer to gain fire superiority, and my advance has slowed. The defenders still seem to be single soldiers, or small groups of 2 or 3. With 1 and 2 platoons now positioned on the ridgeline, they're able to lay down maximum suppressive fire. Suddenly, medium mortars start to fall in amongst my attacking soldiers. I attempt to lay down maximum suppressive fire on their suspected location. Second platoon is taking casualties, so I order them to hold fire in the dark and withdraw back over the ridgeline to the north. I order indirect fire from my own medium mortars on the suspected defensive position. Jerry continues to skirmish from the northern slopes. First platoon deals with it and pushes on. Second platoon restarts their advance towards objective centre. They are ordered to only engage at short range, whilst my medium mortars engage the defensive positions further out. First platoon continue their push along the ridgeline, with support from 4th and 5th platoons of B Company. There are still defenders in the foxholes surrounding Objective South. And hidden in the southern slopes. I continue my tactics of fire and manoeuvre. The Bren doesn't have the same rate of fire as the MGs, but it's still a very effective LMG. First, second, 4th and 5th platoons begin their assault on Objective Centre and at the same time an overwatch position on Objective South. And as the Polish assault begins to gain momentum, Jerry surrenders, and I get a total Polish victory. It wasn't a victory objective, but I kept my own casualties to a minimum, and because of the surrender I secured all of the victory locations. This gave me maximum victory points 1000 versus Jerry's 0. A quick look at the battlefield. Don't forget to look at the combat stats on the bottom left hand corner. None of the platoons or sections have high kill stats. Whilst this was a fairly large battle area, the Germans had a relatively low number of troops, with most of the fighting being close quarter battle skirmishes. Both sides had some TRPs, and you can see here the positions of the defending Germans. So with a clear victory, I'm going to move on to the next battle and we'll get the video out as quickly as possible. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed. See you all soon.